Eric is going to be actually from Barovia. So this will be somebody that you are meeting who isn't just a random stranger walking out of the mist. This is someone who has lived their life in this land. I think as far as things go, we will have. I think probably Eric's last experiences will actually be following a will-o'-the-wisp and the light kind of blinking and leading him through the swamp. And while you've had difficulties being led into like quicksand, where you've fallen into the swamp and gotten stuck for quite some time, and struggled your way out, actually finding freedom in relaxing yourself and kind of giving into the water and the pull of the bog. Over time, kind of floating yourself back up. Eventually, I think the attraction of the stones ahead are going to be what leads you to eventually walk up to the stones. I think for what it's worth, around the same time that the adventurers actually return. So, while you all are walking up from different directions, seeing these cairn stones standing up out of the swamp itself, among other things, you will see Muriel. Let me see if I have her picture. I think I've probably already shared Muriel with you all, so I might not be able to share that one. Um, who is standing distraught. And while the adventurers will notice that there is a second person who's with Muriel, this is a person who is actually tall enough to be an adult and is most certainly not the teenage small child that you expect to see with Muriel. And it will confirm for many of you all that Strahd indeed did find the location of his precious Tatiana and has come here and taken Sophia away. But while you all walk back towards these stones, you will see Muriel and another human who is standing nearby. Eric, can I have you describe your physical characteristics? These are just like the first impressions somebody walking up from like 40 or 30 feet away are going to see. It's like the first impressions they'll get of your character.
You see Eric as standing fairly tall, about 6 foot. Um, you see he has this dirty blonde hair, um, and if on his face you see what appears to be a mask that covers up half his face, and you see him in what appears to be just a simple cloak and a sword sheathed on his side.
Excellent. Can you describe a little bit more detail about the mask, like coloration? Um, does it match like the rest of your equipment?
The mask is it is black, and you can see that it doesn't cover completely half his face. There's an area that is left open for his mouth. Um, but what you see appears that most of his apparel or and equipment matches the coloration. And on the mask, there are areas of where you can see it's kind of more faded, where it's been worn for a really long time. And you see around the edges of the mask, you see hints of scars that seem to be protruding from outward of the mask.
Excellent. So from behind, you are going to see there is a woman who is dressed in all black, probably a little bit shorter than yourself, though she seems to be pretty well into the 5 feet tall. Long black hair, and her cloak seems to be many-faceted, almost as if it were made of feathers. And she doesn't seem to have noticed you, but she does see the people who are walking from the west as they are approaching the cairn stones, and she has a sense of panic to her. My friends, he came for her. I don't know what to say. I am very sorry. I couldn't do anything to stop him. And as she runs forward, she's going to approach the 5 adventurers who are moving forward. For what it's worth in the long run, I'm going to describe Jape real quick in a pretty simple description, and then we're going to kind of drop off with having Jape here. But he's simply wearing I don't even know if he doesn't even have chainmail equipped. He is wearing his studded leather armor. I think he has red leather armor. He carries 2 different rapiers in his hands. Doesn't have any of his other stats filled out, but I think he's most of 5 feet tall, probably about 120 foot or 120 pound build-ish. Beside him, you see a tall, dark figure who is quite tanned, wears very loose leathers, otherwise wears kind of traditional clothing, very dark black hair, as well as like a full mustache and small little goatee. I think he's looking pretty wounded, as everybody else is in general. And then if I can I have, who's at the top there? Sarkis, would you mind describing your physical appearance as you respond to Muriel, but come closer to where you guys will soon meet Eric?
So Sarkis is a little humanoid halfling with a bushy mustache, gray, kind of like receding hairline. He appears to have like sort of a pointy looking elongated nose with lots of snot coming out of it, unfortunately. He's wearing a bunch of like leather, but rather ornate looking, like bracers and just sort of like decorative looking more so than armor. And then he is using a walking stick. He is pretty old looking, and his hair is like kind of ratty looking, sort of like braided and locks. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for description.
And then Flea, would you mind describing a physical description of yourself?
Flea's about 5 foot tall, typical normal build. Has a matted, long black fur from head to toe. You can occasionally see little fleas jumping around on him. You'll see two daggers at his side and a short bow across his back. And he's been more and more as time goes on mumbling to himself and holding conversations and such that he doesn't always win with himself. He's a little on the edge.
And then Kavi, can you describe your physical description?
Out of the 2 of them, Kavi is the tallest and got 5'7", and she's very blue. Her skin is blue, her horns that curve around are blue, and her hair is blue. Her eyes are piercing snow white, and she's dressed in a peasant dress. At her side is a rapier, and she's often holding a book.
He came on his horse. I am so sorry to have lost her. He didn't take her by force. What do you? And she'll turn around and see Eric for the first time. You are one of the abbot's children from Kresk?
How did you know that?
We see all. I've seen you in the past. It's been some time.
I thought I had gotten far away enough that not many people would know.
There is nowhere you can go here, child. Turning back around to the others. He didn't take her by force. He told her she was not safe. He might have led her to believe you had fallen to the witch. He did not say. He was inclined to accept his will, and they've ridden off. I'm afraid he returned to the castle with her. I'm so sorry.
Do you think she was under his control?
We are all under his control. It is hard to tell what he may or may not do, but I do not believe he cast any spells upon her.
Sarkis will just kind of like walk forward to Muriel and drop down to his knees and sort of like reach out for her hand, and he'll say, "It's not your fault. It was never your duty to protect her. I promised I would keep her safe. I failed. I should have never left her out of my sight." And he'll just start like weeping a little bit.
You all have returned. He would not harm her in many ways. There is still some level of hope. Is the witch? She'll look across all of your eyes, trying to gain a sense of, are you all bloodied, turned away in defeat? Or are you all bloodied, returning the victors?
The answer to your inquiry is we have defeated the witch. She is no more. We have recovered the Emerald Stone and destroyed the fame, but at great cost.
Uh, what do you mean? Please, tell me no more. The fame? You have her?
He'll like look over to Flea and give Flea like the nod his head, yes, to show her the emerald.
Yeah, and Flea will, show her. but not give it to her.
You said earlier that one was sealed inside. You believe that the Weaver is within this one. How did you destroy the first? What did you do? Bring it into... Bring it to the... Bring it within the stones.
Oh wait, just to clarify, did I mess that up? I have the Weaver written down as the blue one and the Huntress is the green one.
Yeah, I had you might have said it like that, but yeah, the emerald is indeed the Weaver.
Okay, so the Huntress is the blue one, the Weaver is the green one?
Yep. And I wouldn't be surprised if I fucked that up ages ago, but
Oh, no worries. Yes, the Weaver is spirit, the Fane, trapped within. We need to free her before we leave, if possible. And I'll look over at Eric. Is it okay to speak in front of him?
the Abbot of Kresk his children are like many Barovians. They are born into suffering. He has found himself free. It is for a reason.
Sarkis will just kind of like nod, okay, and then he will proceed by saying, we need to try and summon or contact Madame Ava. I think she can help us, at least point us in the right direction that we may be able to destroy the stone. Without her, I don't know that we have the necessary tools or magic to do so. And the longer we have the stone, the more danger we put ourselves and others in. Just outside of game real quick, does anybody remember exactly what Madame Ava said to like contact her? Did she just say we could like speak out to her, or was there some kind of directions or instructions?
I thought it was just speak out to her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, we just, like, call out for her.
Okay, well, like, real quick before you do that, I'll just like RP just a little bit with Eric, sort of like some hellos. My friend, I don't know your father, but from everything I've heard, the abbot is a good man, so I must assume that being his kin in a place like this, that you too can be trusted. I am Sarkis Shadowstorm, the shepherd, you may call me.
Nice to meet you, Shepherd. Though you might have heard that the abbot was a good man. To me, he was not. He did. And Eric points to the mask, this to my face.
I don't know what you conceal under your mask, but we all wear our scars, some on the outside, others on the inside, and I don't know your father or your situation, but I know that this is a torturous place and all those within it are tortured in one way or another.
Not many people know about the torture that I have endured. I cannot remove this mask, for it is bound to my flesh. And the abbot has done this to me through his so-called experiments.
These are my companions. Kavi, Lee, Jade, and of course, let me check my notes. Aragol.
Look, you see as Aragol just very slowly bows his head, just about 45 degrees, but otherwise silently. Just continues about, and he'll eventually walk within the actual cairn stones before sitting down with his back against one of the stones.
What is this place?
These were an old ritual site. Ancient peoples of this land who came a long time before the Dark Lord, before even your own abbot. People here worshipped different gods. 3 powerful fey creatures that ruled these lands before the dark gods came and disposed them. Lee, you have the stone? Are you there, Al?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got back. Had to step to dinner for a second. I'm back.
Lee, do you have the stone? Bring it within.
I'm going to look over at Sarkis for a nod and start walking in.
So if you were walking toward the central dais, and you are walking within the circle of the cairn stones, you approach the outer ring of stones and step within them, the stones are going to light up, and you are going to see as ruins show themselves.
Cool.
Eric will just run himself right out of the stone area, out of just outside the stones.
Sarkis will like cautiously approach as well, but like stay at Flea's side with his like stick in hand, kind of like looking over his shoulder in every direction as if something's like gonna pop out at him.
And Flea's going to slowly walk around the central dais.
And you said you can call to the Seeker? You can bring her here?
We haven't tried yet, but when we freed her, she told us that she would always be around. Hopefully we just call out to her and maybe she can help us.
I shall try. Seeker, please come to us. We need your aid. We need your guidance. Please come to us.
Roll an Arcana. There's a wisp in the wind, and for a moment you hear a silence in all of the voices that are speaking to you. And you hear a very familiar voice. What are you in need of, little flea? What assistance can I grant you?
The witch, she has been vanquished. We have the gem, and we need help really freeing its captive.
One of my sisters. Of another.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Ava, it's Sarkis. If you can hear me, we've killed the witch and we have the Weaver stone, but we don't know how to free it, how to break it. The druids did the last one, and can you help us, please, or instruct us at least? We want to free her, free your sister.
Roll an Arcana for me, Sarkis. Fear not, shepherd. I've spoken to the druids. They will arrive shortly. You can free my sister with their aid. Rest. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Actually, you know what? Let me have all of you make a Constitution saving throw.
Me also?
Yes, please. You're not in the stones. Don't do it.
Roger that.
So let's see. Kavi, Flea, and Eric are going to see as Muriel, Aragol, and Sarkis all fall asleep. Nobody reacts at all that three friends fell asleep at the exact same moment while standing up.
So they're still standing, they've just went blank sleep.
They're not standing anymore. They fell asleep. They fell down.
Flea's going to check out Sarkis.
He's breathing. He's just sleeping.
He's definitely snoring obnoxiously too. I picture that for sure.
Definitely struggling to get air past the snot in his nose. He's definitely a nose breather.
Disgusting.
Eric will notice the three fall down, and he will run up to see if they need aid.
What are you thinking about? What sort of aid do you think you can give?
Sorry, didn't mean aid. I meant to figure out what just happened. Since I was so far away, Eric was so far away, he goes up to basically investigate and see what
Gotcha.
happened.
So yeah, just a general idea. I mean, you can do an investigation. That's going to give you one bit of information. You can do a medicine, give you a different kind of information. You could do Arcana, this will give you a different kind of information. It's kind of up to you how you want to do, like which one you want to choose. Insight would probably give you another option, but those are kind of the 4 different things that you could do here.
Eric will go up and investigate.
So rushing forward, if you go just like a quick look over everyone, like right now Kavi is one of the people who's not asleep and that's who you're next to, but just kind of like investigating the situation here. 3 of your new met friends here, they seem to just be sleeping. It's as if they all fell asleep in the exact same moment. There's not a whole lot for you to pick up other than they're not like they're not unconscious because they've been hurt. They're simply sleeping. And like Sarkis said, he's got some big old snoring action going on that definitely kind of staggers above the others who are sleeping a little bit more soundly.
DM, this is out of character. Just letting you know as a heads up, my mouse is kind of finicky, and it tends to, when I single click, it double clicks.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's always going to be your first rolls. Even if you roll the wrong things, we will always take the first roll. So, like, if you go for an investigation and you roll like an insight, we're going to use the modifier from your investigation, but with that first die roll. So in the long run, like if you double click, we just ignore the second one anyways. Eventually, I do want to sit down with you and get it set up so you always roll with advantage and you automatically roll criticals in case you do critical damage. It'll have that all set up, but that's minor stuff we can do in the future here. Copy, Flea, what are you 2 doing as you see everybody just fall asleep?
Flea's kind of got his head on a swivel, looking in the forest for the druids.
You did not hear that message. That was to Sarkis. She was speaking to each of you individually there. So I think your message... Damn, I'm confusing myself. I feel like Sarkis is the one that heard that the druids were coming to help you. I think
he
called
was.
for aid. Yeah, okay. That sounds what I was what I was hoping to get at. That she heard your call, but didn't necessarily respond to it in particular.
My lady, can you help us? Can you help us? We need to free your sister.
Kavi, what are you doing in this situation?
She's kind of confused because while she knows something happened, she doesn't know what exactly happened. So she's just like listening to see if like anyone's coming.
When I was like talking like out to her, could they hear me talking though, or was like my stuff telepathic, kind of like?
I don't see any reason for you not to have been speaking out loud.
Okay,
So
okay.
the-
So they heard like a one-way conversation, and then like we just all fell asleep all of a sudden.
Yeah, so when you speak out again to the Seeker, you do not hear another response flee. Kavi, as you are listening out to the forest around you, nothing seems odd at all. It's pretty natural sounds of crickets, frogs. You hear water flowing, you hear water dripping, but by and large, you don't really hear any sounds of anything coming towards you all. How long are the three of you going to sit there? What do you have in mind while three of your companions are sleeping here?
I guess it's time to act, guys. We need to wake these people up. I'm going to try to wake Sarkis up.
What are you doing to wake him? You're just gonna shuffle his shoulders?
Shuffle his shoulders, and while I'm doing that, I'm also going to fill his pockets with rocks.
So you can definitely fill his pockets with rocks. And when you go to wake him, Sarkis, you are going to wake up from a very pleasant dream. I wonder if Sarkis ever got to enjoy hard candy as a young child in a orphanage, but I imagine at some point you had dreams of getting to go to a candy store. I think we've got you from outside of Waterdeep, so let's go with the idea of going into Waterdeep and getting to go to a candy store. But you are awaking from an absolutely wonderful dream where you were just running through a candy store and everything was yours for the taking, and you just remember filling your pockets with so many jelly beans, hard candies. You would take chocolates, and you got pretty much half of it was this wonderful wrapped candy that was called Unoriginal, and it was made out of caramel. And oh my gosh, do you love caramel?
Like as soon as I wake up, I'll like reach down and sort of like pat my like little pockets in my pants, and pull out like one of the things and pop it into my mouth really quick and like suck on it for a second.
It is definitely not caramel.
What the? And I'll like spit it out in my hand. I had a dream. I was back in Waterdeep, and my pockets were filled with candy. And I'll like reach into my pockets and start pulling out the rocks. What? It felt so real.
And you would definitely recall at that moment that it was indeed the Seeker, Menemeva, who told you to go to sleep. You vaguely remember the shopkeeper in the candy store was Menemeva, and any time you were picking up a piece of candy, she told you, yep, that's the right one. It's going to be so delicious. Enjoy yourself.
How long was I out for? The last thing I remember, I spoke to the Seeker, and she was in my dreams, Madame Ava. She said the druids are coming. They're coming to help us free her sister, destroy the stone. And I'll like immediately like get back up to my feet with like my staff in hand and just kind of like look around to see if I could see anything.
We have to wake the others.
Yes, of course. Did they go to sleep the same time I did? What happened? I don't remember. I just heard her voice in my head, and then next thing I remember, I was in my dream.
Everyone went to sleep at the same time.
So yeah, I'll just run over to like Muriel real quick and just like gently go to wake her up.
As soon as you go to move her, she's going to wake up. And in a moment, when you shake her, she's going to immediately turn into a raven as her cloak just sheds all of the feathers and they start to shrink into herself. And as she becomes a raven, you see as she just flies upwards and then circles back down and lands, and all of her feathers grow and they grow back into a cloak. I was having the most wonderful dream. I was flying, and the mist was gone. I've never been able to fly so high. Never been able to fly so far. It was so wonderful. And I see it creeping back in again. She just stares off to the south, and her eyes well up. It was only a dream.
I'm sorry I woke you, Muriel. I fell asleep myself and I was having a dream. I was back in Waterdeep. Perhaps it was more than a dream. Maybe one day these dreams will be reality.
Roll a persuasion for me, Sarkis. If we are most fortunate, perhaps they will become our reality. Were we not? These ruins. The Weaver. We were trying to free the Weaver. Did we fall asleep? You were calling to the Seeker? Did she put us to sleep?
She must have. I trust her though. It wasn't any ill intentions, I don't think. She responded to me. She was in my dreams. She said that she's sending the druids. They're going to come help us to destroy the stone and free free the Weaver.
If the Fanes wish us to wait, who are we to deny them? Believe this is still one of the safest places in all of Barovia. I think we are safe to wait for her here.
Yes, I suppose while we're here, while we're waiting, we could at least fix something to eat. It feels like it's been days since we ate anything. Is anyone else hungry? I have some of that wolf.
I am in sore need of rest and food.
What about you, Eric? Have you eaten? Do you like wolf? Are you hungry?
I could eat, but not necessarily starving, but I could have something.
It's excellent. I prepared it myself. A slow roast. We just warm it up. We could just make a small fire and get to know you a little better. You could tell us of your origins. So I guess like I will just go just outside of the circle and like leave my pack right here and just go outside the circle and try to gather up like if there's any like dry firewood around.
Do a survival. Yeah, it doesn't take you much more than a few minutes to gather up an armful of firewood, enough to start like a minimal fire. It's going to be enough that you can heat up. How old is this wolf? Is that like wolf that is jerkied and you're going to like cook it in some water? Or is that like preparing wolf steaks? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure we dried it.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I was
think we
thinking.
yeah, I think we basically like slow cooked, like kind of dried it out in the fire.
Yeah, so realistically, you're probably like boiling some water. You might spice it with some other things, but in general, I feel like this is kind of reconstituting a little bit of jerky flavored water kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. I got a couple pounds of it still, I think. So I'll like gather everything up, kind of start a fire, and just kind of like pull out some of my various like pots and pans, like kind of stuff, and just start like cooking. And you'll like notice as I do, I'm kind of like humming a little song. I appear to be like in a pretty good mood, and you'll also notice that like as I like start to unpack my pack and like look for things, I just start like spreading my stuff out everywhere, like just so much crap everywhere.
So you all can obviously enjoy a nice, pleasant meal here. Depending on what you would like to do afterwards, what do you all have in mind?
Rest.
It's almost as if a powerful caster tried to put you to sleep for a reason.
What time of like day is it right now? Do we have a rough?
I think it's safe to say that you all are in like the 8-ish. Flea would be able to um, basically put you all around that point. At some point here, you expect the 21st, so it's a waning moon. I think you're going to expect the crescent of the moon to start rising, but I think at this point it is going to be a very minimal, I think that sounds right, minimal light from the moon.
Ah, quite the meal. I feel nourished. It was a long day today. Quite a battle with the witch. I wouldn't be opposed to an early night's sleep. I don't know when the druids will arrive, but I'm overdue for some rest. I do have. We could take turns watching out. I Is everyone okay? Does anyone need healing? I still have a little bit of strength left.
So if everybody is ready to turn in for a sleep, and you have no interest in waking Aragol and or asking other questions, you all can begin a long rest here.
I'm having a feeling the druids won't come till we're asleep anyway.
Wait, are you like badly bloodied right now, or are you like decent shape?
Yeah, I'm bloody.
Under 25%? Are you under 25%? Oh, wait, he just dropped. Are you
Oh,
under
not
25%,
quite.
Flea? Yeah, so I think he's just bloodied as far as Sarkis can tell.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother using. I just have one key point left, so yeah. I'm good then. Taking a long rest. Before we go to bed, I guess we'll determine what order we will watch out in.
Yeah, where are you at, Kavi? Are you under 25%?
I'm at 8, so I'm pretty bad. But I'll also cast Tiny Hut.
8 of 38?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kavi would look severely bloodied.
Oh, okay. Well, I will go over to Kavi and sort of just like reach out into like the air, and you'll see me start like kind of pulling something towards me from the air, and just like a small green light kind of lights up, and I will cast Healing Hands on you.
Where are you casting the tiny hut at?
I don't know what happened, but I'm trying to put myself in the center, and I can't.
You can't put yourself in the center. I mean, it has no reason to recognize that there's a dais there, so I don't know why you couldn't.
For some reason, when I moved my character, it moved my scroll bar, and I don't know how to fix that.
You move your character, it's moving your scroll bar. That almost sounds like you press like a modifier key. I don't know what it is in particular, but if you just try something like pressing escape or even perhaps reloading Roll20, that might unattach it. Otherwise, it might be a setting in the cog in the top right of Roll20. But if you are going to cast it towards the central dais, are you guys going to wake Aragol?
Oh, is he still asleep from the spell? Yeah. I would have
He's still
woken him up
sleeping.
after Muriel if nobody else did.
I mean, we could have dragged him over here at some point.
It's not a deep sleep. I don't think you can. If you can just like move somebody to wake them up, I don't think there's any reason to say that you could also like drag somebody while they're still asleep. He's just going to start. Yes, I'm awake. What is wrong? What can I do?
I would have just woke him up like before dinner, so I'd just tell him like, we fixed a meal, Aragol. There's plenty to go around.
Excellent. I am famished. That sounds delicious. Thank you.
And then Kavi, that 9 points was for you.
I got it. Thank you.
So, assuming that you also invite Eric within the, what is that? Currently 7. I can count. The 7 of you can hop inside of the tiny hut. Is anybody sitting on watch while you all rest?
I'll sit on watch.
When would you like to watch? Are you going to watch just for the first 2 hours?
I can watch as long as you need me to.
Well, you'll have to long rest here. This is still a time that everybody will be sleeping. So everybody can stay up for 2 of the 8 hours that they need to sleep for. You just have to otherwise pretty much do nothing strenuous during those 2 hours.
I'll take the second watch then. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I'll go third. That's good. And also, I marked off 7 rations and like the end of that wolf meat, so everybody can have dinner basically, or meal or whatever.
I think technically a ration is for an entire day. I think it's meant for 3 meals, like during the day. Not that I think there's any reason not to mark stuff off when you are looking at it. But in general, I think a particular ration is meant for this is what you eat all day long. So if we're going to start off with Eric, let me have you do a perception check.
All right.
Dude, the level of I just crushed some D4s is amazing because I just rolled 4 D4s and all 4 of them are 4s. Granted, it means next to nothing in the long run. So yeah, your first 2 watches, everything's pretty uneventful while you sit down, and all of these people are just asleep. You have probably like a little bit of time where there's a certain level of fireside chats that you all have already had, where you get a chance to know people and have like a familiarizing talk. There will already be like some endearing qualities about like what you all have talked about in what you've met in these initial things. So there's some level of like, that's like, as far as out of game conversation goes, that's some of the first levels of starting to understand a little bit more about their characters and like kind of meta strategies, what the group in general is trying to accomplish. A lot of things that you don't necessarily need to role play in the game to understand that these people are trying to free Barovia from Strahd. They are all working on some level to try to free the Sisters Three, the 3 Fanes, who used to watch over this land prior to the Dark Powers coming here and effectively Strahd becoming the ruler of these lands about 600 years ago. Strategies about how they'd like to go about things, which effectively is like strategizing 4 different combats when you guys come up on it. So there's certain levels of like the fireside chat of dinner gives you a lot of meta knowledge of what the party is doing. But for what it is worth, your first couple hours of watch go pretty seamlessly by. And I believe Flea said he was going to take second watch. So when you are all finished, starting to feel tired, you can go over and wake up the greasy, black, cat-looking human.
Don't forget, please.
I think the most amazing part about the fact that you add fleas is that is not part of your curse.
Yeah, nah, it's just one of those things.
That's purely just his hygiene.
Got a scratch.
So
I'll-
when you are...
I'll just go up to him and sort of just. Do I visibly see fleas jumping on him?
If he described him at 30
Yep.
feet, sadly, yes.
I sort of nudge him with my boot.
My turn. I'll watch. Get some sleep.
I imagine you have a reason that prestidigitation would have been a really great cantrip to have, where you're just like, I'm going to clean him up while he sleeps. So let me get some perceptions from you here, Flea.
How many do you need? 2?
Yep, 2. So your watch goes pretty seamless. There's not a whole lot that seems to be happening. There's definitely a weird, like, muffling of the sound of the land around you. And in general, it's a very interesting sensation watching from within the tiny hut. But everything goes by pretty seamless. You don't feel any real danger or any real need to be especially attuned to the moment. But after about 45 or so minutes, you start to see as you notice the first seems to be somebody walking up from the north, and they don't really seem to be paying attention. And
The
there's
one-
somebody else. What's that?
That one person or more than one?
I mean, over the next like 5 or 10 minutes, you're going to notice multiple people. Yes.
I'm going to wake my companions.
All right. What do you have in mind?
Guys, we have people coming. I believe the druids are coming.
Who are you waking?
Sarkis, Kavi, Eric, for starters, and Mario.
Sarkis, what's your first thought when you are woken? The druids are coming.
I like sit straight up, and all of a sudden I just say, Sophia! And then I like kind of clear my head and look over at Flea. What's wrong?
There's people out in the woods. I believe the druids are coming.
I'll like immediately like look over. Can I make them out? How close are they? I'm assuming it's pretty dark.
Roll a perception. Yeah, by the time he wakes you up, you can spot that there are two different druids coming from the north. One of them is already standing at the edge of the cairns.
Can we like communicate through the tiny hut, or how does that work exactly?
No key posted the actual wording of it. I'm pretty sure anybody but her can just walk out of it. I don't think your sound goes through it, though. So I'm pretty sure if you want to communicate, you have to go outside of it.
Oh, okay. I'll like look over at Flea and whoever else is up so far, and I'll just say, I'm gonna go speak to them. I met the druids before; they were friendly, and I just let them know that we're resting and we can proceed in the morning if that works for them.
Very good.
So yeah, I guess I'll just kind of like pop out of the hut and like see if they just see me right away or what their reaction is, and I'll just kind of greet them.
Roll a stealth check for me. Or are you not trying to be stealthy? Are you gonna make a ruckus basically as soon as you step out?
Oh, not necessarily like a ruckus, but like I'll step out and just kind of like yeah, you know what actually? Do I know for sure it's druids? Like could I make that out definitely?
I think with the 19 perception, you're not. It looks like wild folk. You can take that as it will.
Okay. I'm just going to like go rather than stealth, I'd rather like try to use persuasion like hello, I'm Sarkis. I are you were you sent here?
Give me a persuasion. Let's see. The one that's already standing between the stones is going to stumble backwards, and as she's regaining her balance, she's going to bow her head, and as she reaches out, one of her palms will raise towards the sky, and you'll see as a small black flower sprouts in her palm, and then the petals start to outstretch, and it just blooms within her palm. And then she kind of looks up from her bowed position, making eye contact with you.
Hello, I know you speak a different language. Not sure if you can understand me, but the Seeker, did she send you here to help us?
And she'll reach out and touch one of the stones that's closest to her. And you'll see as it starts to glow a green emerald color. but just faintly and just around her hand, almost outlining her hand where she presses it. But otherwise, besides like a very basic understanding, you gather pretty quickly she does not speak a language that you share. Or rather, common is not a language that you share.
Oh, okay, I'll just like tap my finger to my chest, and then I'll like tilt my head to the side and do like praying hands underneath my head. And then I will just like point at the sky, and then go from like 12 o'clock, or from like 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and then just like try to signal like in the morning. She kind of gets that.
Do an insight form, or do a performance. Yeah, at least you know what I'm trying to think of. She doesn't look less confused, but she still seems to have a level of confusion. And let's see. She's gonna look around for a moment. Oh yeah, definitely nothing. She's. I think she'll probably sit down between the stones and just kind of sits there. She's not necessarily watching you, not necessarily ignoring you. But by this time, another one has kind of come up. And they share a quick conversation, and then the other one eventually sits down.
Okay, so I'm just going to, I guess I'll like go back. I'll just like kind of point over towards like the hut. I don't know if they actually notice it or can see it or whatever. But then I'm just gonna like one more time, just like praying hands, put my head down, and then just point back at the hut again.
If you take the time to mime it out again, by the time you're kind of finishing, these three druids that are now here still all seem rather clueless as to what you are getting to. But you do notice, about by the time that you are finishing, there is another one who is approaching, who has like antlers on her head, almost like the size of, let's go for a deer, very large, about the size of her shoulders. And as she approaches, she is going to look at you a little strangely for a moment before she's going to whisper an incantation, and you start to see the weave start to expand around her mouth before she'll. We will be gathering through the night. You are safe here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. We're exhausted. I'm going to finish resting now. We'll get to know you better tomorrow, and we can take care of what needs to be done. Thank you for coming so soon.
The sisters have sent for us. We will see you soon. So you have your answer there.
And we for them. Thank you. And I'll just go back over to the dome, let Flea know what's going on, and then like go back to sleep or whatever.
Yeah, assuming he woke everybody up, everybody else would have seen that. I think everybody inside can hear that. Your actual conversations from within do not extend outside of that. And then as far as the rest of the watches go, do you guys still continue to keep watches, even beyond that assurance?
I mean, honestly, I trust them. Like, considering they were like sent here for a purpose, I'm okay not watching if everybody else is.
I'm fine trusting them to do the watch.
So I think Kavi was the last. Sarkis was the third watch.
Yeah, that's right.
So Kavi, effectively, when depending on how you like to sleep, you are not a divine caster, so you don't actually have to like wake up in prayer. But once you sleep for 6 hours, you can wake up and do your thing. Obviously within the tiny hut, if you would like to keep it there for your friends. Do you wake up at that 6 hours? Or do you think you're just going to sleep in for those extra 2?
She would have slept in.
So by the time you all start to awake and start to move around in the morning, you are going to notice that there is a total of 16 people who have surrounded the cairnstones, and 4 of them are within the cairnstones. And I should not be dropping them with alt because they are not sized for the battle map. But if Flea stayed up for the remainder of his watch, that was all that actually arrived during his watch. The others were all at the 6th hour, 7th, and 8th hour. So as everybody starts to wake up, what kind of thoughts do you all have?
We can go ahead and long rest it up.
Oh yeah, my bad. Beyond that, you all can level up to level 7. So I think if we are all doing these same classes and nobody is going to multi-class, it is a D10 from Eric. It is a D8 from everybody else as far as your hit points go. Two is the absolute worst because you don't get a reroll with that. So I'm sorry, Kavi. Hopefully you can reroll that.
All right.
Just don't roll another one because that one's for goods. A little bit better. And then if you are still here right now, Eric, excellent. An 8. All right, so that's updated in the party loot list with the items from Baba Lysaga. It is a 50 gold opal, a 50 gold topaz, a necklace of adaptation, boots of striding and springing, a +1 battle axe, and then an ivory goat figurine of wondrous power. Yeah, the Peridot, the Rhodochrosite, and the diamonds were all 100 gold apiece. So it was 700 golds in gem there, but the 3 diamonds are a total of 300 gold.
Yeah, and then I think we each got a Van Gogh painting worth 250 gold too.
Yeah, there was the blowgun, 3 250 gold art pieces. The healing potions are gone. The potion of climbing's gone. You have a scroll of fog cloud. I don't know if somebody still has that on them. And then a scroll of locate object. I don't know if somebody has that on them.
I don't think we had identified the scrolls. At least I didn't know what they were. I just knew it was 2 scrolls. Hey, what do we go to again to look up? Do you go to equipment and then you can look up what those things do?
Oh yeah. You can. It's generally easiest just to do them on D&D Beyond and then add them once you actually are ready to add them. I feel like the necklace of adaptation is disguise self, I think. Boots of striding and springing give you max jump distance. And then the ivory goat figurine, I think that's like a steed. But yeah, I think in general, I would just search it on D&D Beyond at first. But you can add them under equipment is another way to do it for sure. Oh yeah, my bad. Necklace of Adaptation is a little bit different. Necklace of Adaptation is very similar to your curse, only slightly different. While wearing it, you can breathe normally in any environment, and you have advantage on saving throws made against harmful gases and vapors. Which seems mind-boggling, because it specifically says in one of the examples, Cloud Kill, that it doesn't matter if you can breathe, because it hurts you when it hits your skin. But it seems like a little bit different than that curse in that how it puts it out there. But Necklace of Adaptation gives you a slight breathing advantage. I guess on some level you can breathe in water, even though it doesn't say you can. It is any environment.
I'm back.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here too. I'm just looking that stuff up.
So is everybody ready to jump back into things? Do you want another few moments?
I'm ready.
So under my class, it says I can do a weapons bind. I think it says on 2 weapons, and I'm
Sounds
gonna
right.
I'm gonna do it on my rapier and my longbow.
Is that a figurine of wondrous power? Ivory goat? Is that what it is?
Exactly, yep.
So it says that there's 3 different ones. Do we know which one it is, or do we have to wait till we try to use it?
No, the ivory goat is the one that it is.
Oh, okay. I'm just under D&D Beyond, like magic items, and it says a figurine of wondrous power is a statue of a beast, blah, 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 blah. And then under ivory goats, it says, these ivory statuettes of goats are always created in sets of 3. Each goat looks unique and functions differently from the others. The properties are as follows. And then it lists like 3 completely different types of goats.
All right, give me a second.
Oh, no problem. It says the goat of traveling, the goat of travail, and the goat of terror.
I should have just given you all the frog.
Sorry to complicate it. I was just like, I don't know what the hell this thing does.
You know, I already said it was the goat of traveling. For what it's worth, we're going to stick to that.
Okay, so it's the first one.
Yeah. Kavi, are you back right now?
Yeah, I'm here.
So as you all awaken in the morning, you are surrounded by druids within the swamp fane. What would you all like to do as you wake up? There's currently 16 druids all around you.
Oh, looks like they're waiting on us. I will look for the one that spoke common with the antlers on her head and talk to her.
There are currently 4 that look far too familiar. All 4 of them are wearing antlers. Effectively, you can kind of see that their rank is more or less that's what the antlers are. Other than that, I don't think you necessarily have a reason to spot the difference of one to the other.
Good morning, druids. I you've all arrived safely. I know all of you can't understand me, but at least one of you could. Which one was that?
One of them is going to. One of them inside of the stones is going to speak aloud. They would have probably responded to as you all actually pop out of the bubble, where you would notice that they weave the same spell, and you would see that the four of the druids within the cairnstones have all woven the same spell across their voice boxes. And you would hear, as in a kind of unified voice, they all respond about the exact same moment with, "We can speak with you."
Excellent. I'm Sarkis. We're the ones who requested your presence here. We freed the Seeker, and we wish to free the Weaver next. Well, your people. You helped us free the Seeker, and now we wish to free the Weaver as well. Flee. Show them the stone.
And this, your sister. And I'll show everybody the stones. Stone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we heard that.
Yeah, my push to talk wasn't working. Yeah, what are the druids in the north? I don't know what the last thing you all heard from me was, perhaps. Did you catch me saying the one in the north kind of pointed down at the ruin at her feet and said, like, "You have our sister," and then asked you to put the stone on the dais?
Oh no, we didn't hear any of that.
Gotcha. I feel like you missed that stopped working somewhere around the prompt that they all cast comprehend languages effectively. And then they basically moved to that idea that they know that the Weaver is here because of the ruins, and then they ask you to put the stone on the dais.
And Flea is going to respectfully approach the dais and place the stone in the center.
As you place the stone, all of the druids around the circle in unison are going to start to chant. And as the chant commences, the stones across the circle are all going to start to radiate green light as it starts to get brighter and brighter and brighter. Eventually going so far as that the ruins in the center start to channel some of this light forward until a point that the stone on the central dais is actually picking up all of the light surrounding it. And they will chant over the next few minutes as everything starts to glow, and eventually the stone in the center starts to disintegrate, and particle by particle, it seems like the lights of the stones get brighter and brighter until eventually they're all going to stop chanting. The light is going to continue to radiate until it starts to pulsate, and then after a few moments, everything's going to go dark. And I think you'll hear the arc druids from within the circle who speak in a language that you don't understand. And after a few moments, you all are going to see a familiar face as a small young girl starts to take shape in the center of the circle. And you will see as a dark-haired girl wearing quite elaborate, gaudy colors is going to kind of form her shape. Let me get a perception from everybody. Eric and Sarkis, the two of you are going to notice that as Arabelle starts to form in this circle of stones, Aragol is going to collapse to the ground, and from one knee, he's going to look forward to her. And I think in a tongue that nobody else speaks, he's going to kind of whisper. I think what everybody can kind of understand just simply from insight, that it's like a begging. And as she steps forward from where she's taking like her physical form, you're going to see as there's like a blue mist of light that kind of fades behind her. And when she steps, like this, it's kind of like a teal green blue kind of radiates behind her. And as she steps forward, she like grows. I think that might be why I said it was the blue stone, because I just want to naturally go straight for blue. As she steps forward, she's like wearing a dark green robe, and like the light of teal kind of flows behind her. And she's going to move forward towards Aragol before she reaches out her finger and kind of pulls his head up. And you'll hear in the same language, kind of a soothing voice as she asks him to stand, basically. And he'll stand back up at his full height before kind of bowing his head. You can, again, sense some level of shame, whatever they're talking about. But she's not, like, holding him guilty. But she'll look back over to you all. Thank you, friends. It's pleasing to return to my lands. She'll look around to all of the druids, and you'll hear her speak in a third language, where they all start to bow their heads in response to what she says.
Once she's like done talking or whatever, Sarkis will approach her and try to engage some conversation.
What have you in mind?
It's you, the reader, Arabelle. We just saved you. How can this be? How could you be in a stone? How can you be so powerful?
We three sisters created these lands. They are our domain. Our spirits cannot be locked out. Like many other people here, we have always been imprisoned in these lands.
And yet, your shell or your body was here, just as Madame Ava's was in these lands, but without your powers.
She'll look over towards Aragol. Arabelle is no more who I am, and Madame Eva is who the Seeker is. They are a fraction of our beings. a glimmer of what we are.
We mean to free your third sister as well, the Huntress. I'm curious if you and Ava both had a human form or presence here. Who is the third?
She is here as well. She is close. She is herself. We are still limited in our power. And among the things, and she's just going to kind of like touch your nose, and for a moment your nose is going to be clear, and you can breathe for a second. Among the things that the dark powers can do is take certain things away. And until she is free, we are incapable of naming her.
I understand, and not fully, but I understand these parts are shrouded in mystery, but if you could do me the liberty, have we met her?
Her presence is well known within Barovia. She is a nuisance to many foes as well as allies of the Dark Lord. Have you met one such as this?
I'll like look over at Kavi.
Kinda sounds like Madame Wachter, but who knows?
I you see him just like kind of staring off blindly, thinking about like all the different like women we've met, and obviously like I guess I a couple that could probably fit that description maybe, but one I'm particularly worried about. It's not Sophia, is it?
Your friend Sophia is the one the Dark Lord has?
Yes. When we left to retrieve the stone, we couldn't get back in time, and he took her away willingly, but I doubt it was of her own accord. No doubt there was magic or trickery involved.
Tatiana is his curse. She is not the Huntress. Perhaps you've not met such a great ally in the battle. Perhaps she's still beyond.
Is she the the hunter's wife or bride, the one he lost?
You've met a hunter.
Yes, one of many names. He disguises his identity for his and others' protection, but he referred to himself as the hunter. Hey, hunter. Octavio? Did we ever actually get someone to tell us his other name too, or no?
What do you all have in your notes on that?
Well, I mean, I know that you said Van Richten, but I don't remember if that was in character or if you said it like to us, like outside of game. But I have like somewhere I have his bard name, and then I have Rictavio and Van Richten.
I believe Strahd used his name Van Richten, and it was bringing the curse back to him. He is running from his name. Everybody, I think Strahd shared a lot about him.
Okay. So then I would say Van Richten to her then.
Hunter with a cursed past could certainly be a great ally and a dangerous enemy.
Yes, indeed. And perhaps then when the time is right, we will free your third sister and defeat the Dark One and free these lands.
Anybody else have any questions for her at present?
No.
Before we go, one last question. What will happen to Arabelle, the young girl that we met?
I was never fully Arabelle, as much as she was never fully me. In the same way that Madame Eva was never fully herself, nor was she fully the Weaver. When we are free in these lands, we are also without our physical bound.
Madame Eva did a reading for us. She spelled out many of these events ahead of time, and Arabelle did as well. While she didn't truly understand her powers, will the third, will your other sister do one as well? Is that how we'll know?
Only the Vistani women have the power to read the fates. There is power in their blood.
Okay, so did she? I'm slightly confused here. So did she tell us that the hunter is in fact their third sister, just trapped in his body, or is it his like wife or whatever, like dead or estranged wife? I didn't quite pick that up yet.
I'm not giving you a solid answer on that. At best, you can confirm that speaking with Rictavio is a good plan. or
Okay,
rather,
no, wait.
Orlando. But yeah, like as far as the meta knowledge goes, you guys got the reading from Arabelle because you killed your other ally. If you didn't destroy the corpse of Wachter, he would have always been your ally. You got the second reading because that was to bring Aragorn in as your ally. Again, very meta knowledge. There was no reason to ever have a second reading. That was purely because of that moment where you burned down the house. But as far as things go, yeah, as far as her giving up any information, it's really just confirming that Rictavio is a good place to start, that you know him as a hunter is a good place to start. But you guys also have a pretty solid understanding that you are looking for a woman and not for a man.
Okay, cool. I kind of got that, but I was just double checking if I was missing something. So, yeah, I think that's it for me. That's like the only questions I had or whatever.
So if you all have no more questions for the Weaver, what in general would you like to do next? It's definitely early to end the session, but it's also up to you guys where you would like to go.
Well, I think the windmill's got to be in our near future, I believe.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the windmill we have confirmed is the third of the Fanes. And then we also have like the castle that's on the way back that at some point in time we'll like have to figure out what's going on. And then obviously like Strahd's castle is like a main thing too. So I don't know if we want to stop off at the other castle on the way back or if we want to just try to go back to town. I don't know.
So right now, you guys have now spoken about the tarot reading in front of Eric. I feel like that is a good enough time to actually bring that up where you guys have a chance. Eric, or Will, do you see under the handouts, or rather, do you see under players where the handouts are?
Yes.
So I think the actual Taroka reading is a little bit more straightforward. And again, they are the same reading. So there's no big difference between them. But I think if you take a look between the two of those, as far as the players who have been here, what have you all locked down and what do you still need to accomplish on that? I feel like having a tarot reading at this point, or having a tarot conversation at this point, is a pretty viable thing. I think you all understand that knowing where the Fane is only half the battle. So while knowing that the windmill is the location of a Fane, it doesn't get you the stone, and you will have to acquire that stone. So what have you all have in mind as far as the tarot readings go? And I feel like we might as well have all three of you speak about it while Eric, one, reads that, and then as well, Eric can then kind of put in his own information as you guys kind of go over these things. So what have you in mind, Sarkis, as far as the tarots go?
So is the second one here too, or is it just that first one?
Wait, what are you asking?
Okay, I see it now. Okay, yeah. So the
Yeah, as far as how clear they are, the tarot reading is from Madame Eva, and that is the one with far more poeticism to it. Madame Eva is the reader of all of the women of the Vistani, and that is part of what the Seeker does, is she tells fortunes. The Weaver, Arabelle, gave you all the second reading, which is far more straightforward. She did not have the showmanship. She straight up like flipped the cards, read the cards, and told you what was up.
yeah, okay. So I got it now. I just didn't see it actually in the notes, but I see it now. So we figured out the 9 of glyphs. That was Madame Wachter. We killed her. We've got the book, which is the treasure under lock and key, and I think Flea stashed the bones. And then the 7 of stars, the illusionist. That is Rictavio, or what's his name? He comes here with the carnival wagon. Therein lies what you seek. And then he has a special item, but that none of us could use. And then the skipping over the 4 of stars, the horseman, Joker 2. That's the man of death named Arabelle. We already got him. He joined us. Forsake his Dark Lord and serve us. He has a rotten soul. So yeah, we have that one taken care of. And then we know that the 4 of stars, the Abjurer, I see a fallen house guarded with a great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak. That's the castle that we passed on the way where we fought like that weird Death Knight guy, where they tried to get us to join them. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, yeah. Yeah.
And then I think what we figured out about the Donjon, King of Clubs, he lurks in a hall of bones in the dark pits of his castle. So that we figured that they were talking about Strahd, and that's in the basement, where, without pulling up my notes like completely, where the one little girl that's like one of Strahd's mistresses has like the little bone thing. And we kind of got the impression that that is like where he like sleeps, or like his like, I don't even know, like where we have to fight him or something to that effect.
The catacombs?
Yeah, we went to his castle at one point in time, and we like met all of his like little like concubines or whatever, and one of them is in the basement, and her like room is like all bones, and there was like a door down there. So we kind of get the idea that that's like where we have to do like a final battle maybe with like Strahd. So I'm thinking that probably the 4 of stars is what we need to do next. Fight the knights and try to take that castle, and theoretically maybe hopefully get the stone there.
Flea, what do you have in mind?
Give me a second. I just closed that window.
Again, this whole campaign is in those tarot cards, so I want you all to have that discussion right now, because this is important for you all to plot and plan.
Oh yeah, no, I had it up. I just closed and opened the other one.
I definitely think there's like 2 options we could take. One is go talk to Orlando. The other is going back to that castle. It's just a matter of which one we think is a higher priority.
What is this castle supposed to have?
We went to the castle once before, and looking inside, we got in a fight with some death knights, which kind of sucked. And then there was a large stone-looking dragon atop the one building. Was there more than one there, guys? Do you recall?
I believe there's only one.
And that is not too far from where we are right now.
Yeah, going back to the Madame Ava one, it's the fallen house, silver scattered to thieves. Their guard has fallen, as even dragons are crushed with the sinking mist. Look to the highest peak for the faraway land, a long-awaited silver vision, the rising sun. completion will be yours at the edge of a blade. But yeah, it was just like a castle with a dragon, and like when we were kind of out there like peeking around, this like Death Knight ran out and like attacked us, tried to get us to basically like join his cult, but told us like we would have to pledge ourselves to it, and that we would like die and then be part of their army.
It's a low cost of entry.
Yeah,
It
and they
does-
were more than happy to help us get dead. Kind of think that's the next step, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Kavi. We could go either way. See what more we can find out from Rictavio if we want to go back to town, or go straight to the castle and just kind of like battle them, not really knowing what we're trying to do.
Do you
It does
think we're
sound
strong
like-
enough for the castle?
I mean, I feel like probably. Oh man, I mean, it could go either way. It's hard to judge just because everything's so badass. Like last week, we fought Baba Lysaga right before you got here, and she was like a total savage, and pretty much like could have killed us all or almost killed us all. So I imagine it's probably going to be hard regardless. It's sort of just like what we want to do, which path we want to take, kind of.
Maybe we should go back and try to also get some insight while we do that.
And what were you going to say, Kavi? You were about to say something else?
Well, if we go with the castle, look, just by going off the reading, it does sound like we're supposed to like collect a weapon from there. So it could be like an Excalibur type of thing, or something of like similar essence.
What?
Yeah, I'm definitely with you. I feel like the smart thing to do is probably go back, talk to Van Richten, aka Rictavio. Oh wait, I just picked that up. I did not realize that. Okay, I got you. And then see what he has to say. If we can find anything else out about the Huntress, about the stone, about the castle, etc. But I feel like eventually we're gonna end up at that castle and also the windmill. I'm not sure what order we'll have to do them in or whatever. But also too, Eric, the windmill, like way back, like our like second session or something, we like stumbled into this windmill, and it was like 3 like witches or hags or something like that, and they started like casting spells, and we literally just like put our tail between our legs and ran away. But we know that that's a destination to destroy the third Fane or stone, release it.
Okay. I mean, my opinion, I think the best thing is to be as prepared as possible. Like you said, gather more insight and see if what information we can have.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely the smart thing to do. I mean, knowledge is definitely power in this game or this campaign or whatever. So I definitely agree with you.
That's one of the cards.
Wait, what's the card?
The knowledge is power is the first card. It's getting Strahd's tome. I think that was part of the Menem Eva's reading.
Oh, right. And that's the tome that Kavi has, right?
Yeah. I was just making fun of the fact that like that's getting your truth instead of hearsay from Strahd. Because so far, that's like the story you all have heard, only from Strahd's mouth, instead of that is like a biography of what happened.
And now that I think about it, Orlando is pretty old, so he probably knows more information about that castle. So we could probably pick his brain about that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure he could give us some more useful information. Every time we've talked to him, he's like slowly kind of like leaked out some more important shit.
So I guess that decides it.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, obviously, some form of haste just because Sophia has been like kidnapped at this point in time. But I definitely feel like, regardless, we don't want to like try to confront Strahd before we destroy the third fame.
I think we're also under a pretty good sense that, like, because of Strahd's feelings, he's not gonna actually like hurt Sophia in like a physical manner just yet.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely agree. Maybe we can find out if there's like an official new town name when we get back too, so we'll actually know what to call the town.
Oh dear Lord. I think it will be Martikovia. No, wait. It's the Petroviches now. Petrovnia? Yeah, I feel like it's Petrovnia now.
So yeah, I think that's the plan. Head back there then.
And I think I might have something to offer to help gain insight.
Right now, or are you waiting? What are you thinking? Like, for talking with, man, it's going to be so confusing using all three names with you. This is somebody that they know is Orlando, they know is Rictavio, and they know is Van Richten. So if you hear any of those three names, it's the same person. But is that what you mean? Like, once you meet this man, you might have information?
Yeah, I mean, I might, I think something that I have might help, I don't know how to word it, like, have them want to help us.
So yeah, I think as far as things go, you all would have woken up to the druids. That conversation with Arabelle would be a little bit of your day. I don't think you're leaving outside of pretty early in the morning, like 9 to 10ish in the morning. It's not a terribly long course to get back to Balakai, Wactovia, Petrovnia. Everything goes pretty smoothly going through the swamp. The random encounter that I did roll for you guys is ravens, and they are allies of yours. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't necessarily be just some of the ravens kind of grouping around you all and kind of joining with you as you progress forward. And I'd say for what it is worth, you will pretty much arrive back at Valakai around like a late in the day kind of scenario. I think if you went into town right away, you could certainly go figure out what you would like. But effectively, this is one of those instances where you are coming from the west down Old Svalich Road. You know that the Vistani are to the south of you. Or you could go into town and you know that St. Andrew's is one of the first stops. So it's kind of up to you all what you would like to pick up right off the bat. You can kind of, skip past the Vistani. You can skip past Father Petrovich. You can go for Vasily. You could go to the Blue Water Inn. You could go for Lady Petrovich. Or I guess it would be Burgomaster Petrovich at this point. So what do you all have in mind as you are arriving in Valakai?
I'm not sure how everybody else feels or whatever, but I mean, we typically go till 10, so we got a little over an hour left. I know this has been like a pretty heavy RP session, and obviously Eric's or Will's first session. So I don't know. Do you guys want to just do a fight, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, as far as things go, like the random encounter that I rolled is for ravens. If it were nighttime, it would be wolves. If you guys just want to battle to have some fun, but in the long run, you guys are also at the point where your travel becomes far safer at this point. So I think that's one of those things to keep in mind as well. If you are going back to Valakai, like as a choice, that is almost like saying this is going to be a complete roleplay session. If you guys want to go towards um uh God, why can't I think of the name offhand right now? Argynvostholt. You know Argynvostholt is a battle. So that is part of, I think, that choice of what you guys are looking to do next. But that's like part of what I'm getting at there is like random encounters aren't going to be very effective against you anymore. As level 7, you will brush over pretty much anything that I'm going to throw at you randomly. At this point, a lot of things are going to be story encounters.
Yeah, I just don't know that we need to really go back through the Vistani at this point. Other than that, I'm pretty open.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like Will came in right after an epic battle, like the next session. And I mean, I like balance. I like to fight NRP, so I don't want him to feel like we're not going to be battling stuff. So I'm okay, just either one, either finishing out the session with the rest of RP or whatever, and then setting up for Argon Volstote next time. Or if you have something ready right now and we want to just go straight there, so that we get a balance, I'm good with that too. Really just want to make sure, obviously, that Will's having fun because, it's obviously good to have him. We want him to come back.
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, whether or not there's a fight or not, it really doesn't matter.
Yeah, and you just missed an epic one.
Well, let's get some positive answers here, like actually stating what you want to do. Do you want to go back to Valakai and what is likely going to be roleplay for the rest of this session? If you're in town, I'm not going to throw stuff at you. As far as traveling on the road goes, like I can throw something at you, but it doesn't mean it's going to be much of a combat.
Well, I kind of think we need to go back and get some insight into many things.
I think having this just be a roleplay session would be the better idea than going to a minor combat, than going almost into a heavy combat with like no proper, with like a short rest in between.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I mean, I'm good to go back and just like line everything up for like Argenvolso next session or whatever. That way you have plenty of time to prepare for it too, and then we can kind of finish this session up as discussed. I just wanted to make sure, obviously, that Will was cool with that.
Arganville salt is what I spent all
I'm
day
cool with
preparing.
it.
But no, you guys are good. So I'm assuming then that we're going into the Blue Water Inn. You can basically pass by, heading off to the Vistani. Javi, do you have a messaging cantrip?
I do.
Which one do you have? Like just message?
Yes.
I don't know the best way to play things. I guess Aragorn is simply going to cloak himself, and just effectively try to sneak in to, say Petrovnia with you all. And you all can pass by St. Andros, to the north of you. I think you've only been out of the city for like 2 days at most. I think actually you took 2 long rests, so I think it's like 3 days. The city overall looks pretty similar. It's still probably 1/3 of it is burned. Much of it is definitely still in ruins, but you do head back in and you will pick up very quickly that for the first time in, I think, about a 10-day for you all, nobody's wearing black robes. It very quickly shines to you that these people are no longer under the actual rule of the cultists, from Lady Wachter. And what you've done there has certainly turned the tides for at least this small town. And you can pass by the main like kind of thoroughfare. You will pass by Blinsky Toys. You can head on through to where the Blue Water Inn kind of has its whole sort of block to itself. The RS stockyard is just kind of within view to the to the east of you all. And then you're basically looking at the route that would take you towards the central square of town. But you all can head into the Blue Water Inn, which I no longer have a map for. And let's see. I think you will see the normal hunters. The 2 hunters, I think it was Sergey, and I can't remember his friend's name. I feel like it was with an L.
Soulstar and I don't even know what that is. Eugenie.
That sounds really weird to me, but the Soulstar one sounds about right. Yeah, Soldar and Yevgeny. There we go. That's what it was. I see where you were going with it. You see them within there. You would also see, what is it, the Mardukov family. The 2 boys are running around. And then got all these nested family members. So Bray and Bram are running around, and you would see Erwin, and then his wife is Danica. You will not hear the sound of anybody playing music as you enter into the Blue Water Inn. What would you all like to do? Welcome, friends. Good to see that you've come back in one piece.
Yes, better one piece than many.
Would everybody like a glass of wine? Are you thirsty? Hungry? Is there anything I can make for you?
Can't speak for everyone, but I'm a little bit of both. I don't suppose you happen to know where Rictavio is by any chance?
He left town in a bit of a hurry. I think you might have frightened him last time. Don't know if you told him something surprising, but shortly after you all left town, he was off with his wagon. He took it out of the stockyard and he rode off to the west.
Did he say where he was going?
He didn't really leave much word at all. It all seemed quite surprising. He had been with us for quite a few months at that point. He was gone with little a goodbye. He didn't even sing a song or say goodbye to Bray or Bram.
Like at a game, Kavi, like can you try to message him? Is there like a range on that? Or do you just like have to know who you're talking to? How does that work exactly?
It's a range of 120 feet.
And without looking at like the big map, like what is west? Like what would we get a impression that's that way? Is that like off to the Abbots?
Yeah, the Abbots, the city of Kresk, is effectively the western side of Barovia.
So if he went west, would we have a pretty good idea that he went to Kresk basically? Like there's nothing else over there?
As far as this map goes, I think it wouldn't be too much to point out that there is Kresk, as well as the unnamed location next to Lake Baratok. But as far as like actually what you would learn in conversation, there's really only Kresk. You already know the Wizards of Wine has essentially been destroyed, and you know that is that hill to the south is where you saw the visions of Strahd's old homeland, and where the mountain fane was. So it's kind of on that level that there's something of interest over there. One is by Lake Baratok, and one is by Kresk, or one is Kresk.
Oh wait, okay, the mountain fane, that's right there. That's what those mountains are?
Yeah, that's the one that's south of the Wizard of Wines. But those are like the 4 locations that are like, effectively, if you go west of Valakai, there's 6 locations of interest. Berez, which you guys know not to say the name outside of the Swamp Fane, because that is another one of those words of power, just like saying Strahd's name. You know you don't say that. I think you guys would have perfectly been able to share that with Eric, that it's dangerous to say those 2 words. Argos Holt is the 2nd location. The unnamed place next to Lake Baratok, Wizard of Wines, Umbridge Hill. I feel like I'm saying the right one with Umbridge Hill. And then Kresk. Those are the 6 places of interest that are on the west side. Actually, wait, I think I skipped. Yep, those are the 6 places of interest that are on the west side of Valakai.
So if we go south of the Wizard of Wines, we've never been that way, but that is the mountain Fane.
Wait, no, yeah, you guys went that way. You tracked the tree that direction.
Oh, that's where we met the druids and destroyed the first stone.
Yeah, like when you guys tracked the tree went directly that way, and you guys took the road around and followed like the road to get to that hill. If you guys recall that you did not like follow in its like wake of destruction.
Okay, so we get the impression we probably need to go to Kresk if we want to talk to him, or go to Argynvost and just fight, or try to figure out what the unnamed place right by Lake Barrack is. That's pretty much our three main like ideas at this point.
Yeah, I would say you all know that you've not really done anything on Argynvost. If you are looking for where he might have gone to the west, you are pretty much isolated to there's something mysterious by Lake Baratok, and there's Kresk.
Okay, got you. And without like again being meta, obviously Eric told us he's from Kresk and his dad is the abbot. Is there any did you give him any input or anything as to whether or not we should head that way, or is that just random?
What are you thinking? Does Eric want to go back to Kresk?
I mean, I would say no unless he wants to go back and kill his dad after he like did experiments on him. But that's again, I don't know if he has to. I don't know enough about his backstory at this point.
Who's talking? Who was just talking?
That was Sarkis who was asking you, basically. I vaguely asked you, do you want to go back to Kresk? Because I'm not going to tell you that you do or that you do not. But the adventurers that you're traveling with, they at least have some cause that they might need to go there.
Okay, as Eric, he would say, if we go to Kresk, I'm afraid that I would put y'all in grave danger.
Did you leave willingly or escape? Were you prisoner there, or are you wanted?
I want to go up to Sarkis and show him the Heart of Darkness feature I have. Have him look into my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, as far as things go, he's just kind of been through some shit. So as far as that goes, like when you actually talk about it, you can tell that he has basically suffered. As far as that feature goes, it doesn't really have a function for players. That's more just like the recognition. It's as far as his past goes, it's problematic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that feature allows you like some bit of leniency with like commoners and NPCs.
Okay.
Hey, I don't know, like, did you give him any kind of like backstory to either want to go there, not want to go there? Like, do we get any kind of inclination?
I mean, very out of character with very meta knowledge. The fact that you guys have not gone to Kresk, the fact that he has a very negative experience with Kresk, there's something that you guys can accomplish in Kresk. You don't have to go there now, but at some point, he would not have Kresk and effectively the abbot as his father if you guys weren't supposed to go there.
Okay,
But again, that's super fucking meta.
Yeah. I kind of figured it's like the one place we pretty much haven't gone, and then you like he shows up and you give him that backstory. So
That is 100% why. The moment he created a guy who was effectively in universe, and the story he had in mind that somebody basically tortured him, and that's where the mask came from, I attached him to the abbot because you guys are meant to meet the abbot. You have a good reason to meet the abbot, and now your good reason is Eric.
okay, cool. So back in character then. Eric, I understand it might not be your first choice of destinations, and you probably would rather not go back there, but I feel like our destiny has led us to you, or you to us, and perhaps so that we can return, so that we can accomplish what needs done, and perhaps lay your past, your pain to rest. And Sarkis like reach up and put his hand, or like reach up and try to reach your shoulder, but probably can't.
Like climb on top of your staff and then put your hand on his shoulder.
I'll like put on the boots of springing and striding, attune to them, and then jump up and slow fall and just gently put my hand on his shoulder. To come.
So, look, to give you all some extra information, because again, just on this very meta level, if his backstory is the abbot, if you guys know about Argynvald's Holt, what do you think the third mysterious place is?
Oh wait, the abbot is Kresk, right? That's the town that Abbott rules.
Yep, the abbot Kresk is built at the base of the mountain that the abbey is built on top of. So the town of Kresk is like the fortified base of the abbey, and the abbot is the effectively the holy man of the abbey.
Okay, so I would assume that probably the mysterious place by Lake Barrack is where we get the third stone from.
There's only one way to find out.
Because I get the impression that the cards that we get each lead us to like an item or an ally. So that's what Argon Volstolt is. It's probably like the last of the items that we could have, or potentially allies. But I feel like it's an item, like Kavi said. So it makes me think that Lake Barrack is where the third stone will be. And then we know that the lighthouse or the windmill is where we destroy the third stone.
So where would you all like to go?
Sounds like we're off to see the abbot.
Yeah, either to see the abbot directly or to stop. Well, I guess it's on the way, so probably stop off and see what the mysterious location at Lake Barrack is.
What's everybody else think about that?
I agree.
Agreed.
Just know if we go to Crest, just to let y'all know, there's nothing holy about that place.
Have no fear, my friend. There's nothing holy about any of these lands. Perhaps if we accomplish what we mean to, then, well, perhaps we can bring something that's missing from these lands.
I'm just worried that going to Crest would be putting your lives in jeopardy just because of me.
I can't speak for everyone, but just the course that we're on is a dangerous one and almost ensures that our lives will be forever in jeopardy until they cease to be anything at all. So rest assured that if we can help you as you have helped us, then we would gladly put ourselves in danger for you.
All right, we should go. Then let's head to Kresk.
Assuming Flea still has like his map from before, if I like point out Lake Barrack in that unidentified spot there, do you, Eric, as like your character, have any like knowledge or anything about that? Or
As far as things go, he has a pretty similar ignorance as to a lot of people who arrive in the mist because he has basically been a science experiment his whole life. So that's kind of where we left a lot of things. He doesn't necessarily have extra information for you.
okay, cool. So yeah, I would say we head that way. Do you guys have a preference? Like if we vote either Mysterious Spot, Lake Barrack, or Kresk, which one we do first?
I'm for the lake.
Like,
Like,
Yeah, sounds good to me then. I think I'm okay with either one, and it sounds like Eric's probably better to go to anywhere but Kresk first.
Alrighty, so heading out from Lake Valakai, or from Valakai, you all start your travels, heading out into the lands, moving towards Lake Baratok. You all are traveling, and after crossing the bridge, you hear the first sounds. Y'all have terrible passive perceptions. You guys don't hear shit. And start to make your way off towards the very same cross paths that you have previously taken south to follow the River Luna down towards the place that shall be unnamed. You are now taking the path to the north, and you start to follow that through pretty dense foresting, and soon after, yeah, I think straight up. Let me get perception checks from everybody. See how attentive you are. Oh, Kavi had to go and ruin it. Alrighty. Let's see. Let me have you all place yourselves on this here map. Can you drag your character out, Flea?
Yeah, I'm trying to. And I'm using a regular mouse tonight. It's still not letting me.
Oh, you guys don't get Aragol for this? Come on. Why can't I see that Aragol? Can you guys see Aragol on the map?
Yep.
No.
No, I can't see him.
No.
That's so weird. I can see it with the account that's streaming, but I do not see it with my DM screen. And, like, I can't actually delete just with my mouse. So, still nothing, Flea?
No, I'm looking at it. Can you drag it out for now?
I am going to delete your character, and you're going to have to re-upload that, because we are starting fresh. That is getting extremely frustrating. Let me have you all roll initiative. If you will select your characters, and then when you go to D&D Beyond and click initiative, it's going to automatically add you to the initiative. You don't actually have advantage on initiative, do you, with Eric?
I don't think so. I think it just keeps doing that for some reason.
No, initiative does that. Like, once you roll initiative, it always takes the last one, so. Just wanted to make sure. I was thinking it was barbarians who got advantage on initiative.
What's the grid size?
5 feet. It's pretty much always going to be 5 feet.
Okay.
So is that how you all are traveling? Sarkis, Kavi, Eric, Flea.
Yeah, I'm good with my spot. I'm pretty much always like up front, just like stumbling around.
I'm fine taking up second.
I'm good.
I'm good.
So Flea, you just travel without the party, like away from the party?
No. That would be stupidity.
You literally put yourself right next to my monsters. Like, I'm going to set myself aside so I can shoot my bow, and you're in combat. So, Kavi, you are going to pick up sounds somewhat similar to the growl of a wolf. But you hear language in that. That seems like a wolf who's speaking. And in the moment that you start to react, it's already too late. You all are going to be surprised, except for Kavi. What that means is your first turn is essentially simply like bypassed, and you have your reaction at the end of your turn. But until your turn goes by, you don't even have your reaction. Kavi, you will be the one who has a regular turn coming forward here. Kavi, what's your dexterity?
14.
What's your dexterity on Flea?
17 with a +3 modifier.
And what's your dexterity on Sarkis?
18 + 4.
I swear it's going to start soon. Alrighty then. So, first of the wolves is going to come out from the south, and it is going to run into you all. Oh, looks like it is just off of the picture battle map, but it is going to charge into Eric, and it is going to bite out at you. And I believe that's a big ol' miss with a 14.
Yep.
Oh wait, your AC is 14.
Yes.
That's a hit. As it bites into you, it is going to do 11 piercing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw. So as you are bit into, you maintain your balance. Flea, your turn is going to pass by. You now have a reaction. And then another dire wolf.
Can I use my opportunity attack as my reaction?
Yeah, but you don't have an opportunity attack right now. Another wolf is going to charge. There we go. That makes more sense. And it is going to bite into Kavi with advantage. It is going to have a 24 to hit. It will bite into your arm as it does 12 piercing damage. And Kavi, I need you to make a strength saving throw. DC is 13. You are going to be knocked prone as it drags you down to the ground. Eric, your turn is going to come and go. You now have access to your reactions, which includes either Sentinel or Warcaster, as well as Defensive Duelist. So you've got a lot of different reaction options. Sarkis, your turn will come and go. Obviously, you have your actions now as well.
Affirmative. Did we you said these are dire wolves. All the other times we fought wolves, it's just been like giant wolves, right?
As far as things go, oh damn, shit, I meant to actually. I didn't check their sizes before I actually placed them. They are indeed much larger than the now much smaller wolf that you see approaching.
Okay, I got you. And do these kind of look like undead or like extra like badass? I'm trying to just picture, obviously, or is it just like the pictures?
In the long run, I think dire wolves are far more going to be that they have bones protruding from their flesh than that they actually look undead. But I feel like there is no reason inside of this setting for dire wolves to not then have an actual undead feeling to them. But effectively, this is like a gigantic wolf. Probably not giving you a whole lot more of an impression than, holy god, a deadly fucking creature is now 600 pounds.
Yeah.
But as a wolf charges up and prepares to leap at you, are you interested in reacting at all, Eric? That's a no. I am going to roll. It's going to bite into you with a 15 to hit. And it's going to do 9 piercing damage as it bites into your flesh.
I'm sorry, I was using Defensive Duelist, but I'll take it.
I heard nothing from you, so if that was just a mess up from you,
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't press my push to talk at the time, so I'll take the hit.
So if you use Defensive Duelist, that'll take you up to what, 16 AC?
17.
17? Yeah, that's a miss then. That's fine.
Okay.
And then Kavi, you are on the ground. There are 2 gigantic wolves to the north and to the south of you, and then a smaller wolf kind of southeast of you. Half your movement to stand up, but what would you like to do here?
I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on the wolf that attacked me.
I don't remember which one attacked you. Is it the one to the south or was it to the north?
We'll say the one to the south.
Excellent. Wisdom saving throw DC 13 from you?
15.
DC 15? They're super wise. Like, clearly this thing has no emotions, and you are certainly not fucking with them.
I'm going to stand up and give inspiration to Eric.
And your inspiration die right now is a D8 now?
Yes.
So you can use that anytime in the next 10 minutes. It's pretty safe to say sometime during this fight you should apply that D8 inspiration from the bard. Other than that, it is going to go around to... Let me check these creatures real quick. Another of these wolf creatures is going to run up from behind you and try to bite at you, Eric. Oh, wait, you already used Defensive Duelist. My bad. That's all over with. So yeah, bite and then a claw. So bite first, big ol' miss. As it claws at you, big ol' miss. And it's just going to snarl. We're going to have the wolf, who's currently attacking Kavi, is going to continue to attack Kavi. Oh shit. Werewolves don't have pack tactics. So this one has advantage for pack tactics, and it has disadvantage for vicious mockery. It's a straight attack on Kavi with a bite. I think a 19 is still a hit for it. And it is going to do 10 more damage to you, piercing. And then another DC 13 strength saving throw. You are solid. And it will go to flee.
Sneak attack on the wolf directly to my south, using both daggers. Obviously, sneak attack's only on one.
Well, you got to hit the sneak attack, but you can attack with both daggers. If you get a hit, then you can apply the sneak attack. In general, it's always to the first one. So 17 will hit. The second dagger will hit as well. What did you do that you changed? I feel like your dice roller changed again. It's rolling singles right now. Let's see. You need the sneak attack. How many d6 do you have sneak attack now?
3d6.
And I think your second dagger does not get the modifier. I don't think you get the +3 on your second dagger.
Okay.
It didn't go up with level 7? You're not at 4d6 now?
Let me check.
I feel like it's half your level. Yeah, it should be one more d6. So right now you're at 9, 17, so 21 damage. And you did 21?
Yes, sir.
It's going to go to looking like another wolf. I think that's the one that attacked Eric before. He'll be 1 through 3. I'm still on Whisper. It's going to attack him again. Oh, wait, that one's with advantage. Still a big old miss with the 12 to hit. It's just going to kind of keep latching on towards your leg and just kind of missing. Oops. And back around to you, Eric. What are you doing?
Sorry. All right. I am going to cast Thunder Wave. And that'll make a 15-foot. Does that hit my party members also?
You've got 2 different ones. One of them will hit your party members. Are you casting the leveled spell or the cantrip?
The leveled.
That one you put out your hand and you cast it in front of your hand, so you can get the 3 wolves to the south of you if you are casting Thunderwave.
I'll do that.
Con 12 save for 9 damage. 1. So yeah, we're just gonna go left to right.
Does Thunderwave have a sound to it?
Oh yeah. It's super fucking loud.
Well, shit. That vulnerability to thunder.
In particular, it's not actually dealing damage to you, but his cantrip one is gonna fuck you up real bad. That one does damage to every creature that is near him.
Are they all saved?
Oh no, 2 of them rolled low as fuck.
They should also get pushed back 10 feet. And the other one who saved just gets the half damage.
And if that's everything from you, it's going to go to Sarkis.
I should have another attack.
Not when you cast a spell. I'm pretty sure that's when you cast a cantrip, you get another attack.
Okay.
If you take the attack action, like if you swing with your rapier, you get 2 attacks. If you cast the cantrip, you can attack with 1 attack afterwards. But if you cast the spell, that's your action. Until you you can action surge, but that's a resource to use if and when you want to use it.
Okay, I get it now. All right, then I should be done.
Okay, I will. Did you say it's on me then?
Yep, should be on you, Sarkis.
Okay, I will grab my stick with 2 hands real quick, and for my free interaction with the object, actually, first I would like to gently place my bubble pipe into my pocket, and then I will smack that wolf with my double-handed walking stick, the big one right north of me. Am I in combat with that one? It takes up 4 spots, right?
You are indeed.
Okay,
it has you all in combat right now.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna smack it with my stick.
That is indeed a hit for 5 damage.
Okay, I'm gonna go for a stunning strike on that one.
It seems to freeze up in the moment that you strike it.
Excellent. And then I'm gonna wail away on it again. And then are either of the other party members bloody at this point in time, like noticeably injured?
Is anybody under half?
No, I think we're all at full.
No, I'm under half.
Okay.
I'm not under half, but I'm down by 10.
Well, if you're under half, I'll notice you're like messed up. So I'll see that Kavi is messed up, and I'm gonna do flurry of blows on the same wolf again, and I'm gonna do one. I like reach out and strike it, and then the second one I'll like pull the life force out of it and do hand of healing on Kavi.
That one will miss.
So you'll gain 7, Kavi, and then I'm actually going to swoop over. No, never mind. I want to stay where I'm at because I don't want to put anybody else in danger. Yeah, so I'm going to stay right there.
I never run that werewolf into combat? What the fuck? Oh, he's coming up next. Okay. I revealed that other wolf too soon. Let's see what I did.
Oh, and just to double check, that was a 12 was a miss, right?
Correct. 12 is the miss.
Oh, and I do have one more random thing. Since I technically have... Oh, wait, no, I don't think I do. Did I? Yeah, okay. So that second attack I did, the 23, I technically have advantage on that. So can I use my halfling luck to reroll the 1 and try to get
Oh, yeah. Yep.
First time ever using my halfling luck. Here goes. Okay, never mind. I'm done.
It was a worthy try. It was a worthy try.
Well, it took 7 levels to roll the 1, so I'd say I'm doing pretty good.
Any reaction from Eric as another of the creatures runs up and is leaping out to bite at Kavi?
You said biting Kavi?
Indeed.
I will I'll use
Sentinel.
okay.
If you're going to use one, that's the one that can do something here.
I'll use Sentinel.
So you can make your attack.
Do I just use my rapier? Is that how it is?
Yeah, that's just going to be a melee attack. I don't think it...
If you have Sentinel, I think you can, even with Warcaster, you still have to do a melee attack. I think that's how it's worded.
I'm pretty sure Warcaster will only let you cast a spell when they're... It's provoking an attack of opportunity. For now, we're doing weapons. I'll look into what I think about that moving forward here.
Okay, I'll just use the attack for rapier. What is my inspiration used on? Or is that gone?
You can roll before, but like Kavi's inspiration just lets you use a D8, I think, for an attack, a save, or a ability check. But it's anytime you need, like, you look at your die roll, like your D20, and you're like, yeah, I need a little something extra, you can add that D8.
I got you.
Yeah, so when you roll a 23, there is no reason that you'll be like, yep, I need a D8 added to that. So roll the damage.
And I think I get a +2 to that damage roll also, because my fighting style is dueling.
I feel like it is added in there. I think you've got +3 from the dex and +2 from dueling. It's got a +5 added to it right now.
I see it.
So as it bites out at Kavi, that one will hit, and then as it claws Kavi, that will miss. And the bite is going to do... I'll need a strength saving throw from you. Oh wait, constitution saving throw from you, Kavi. And the bite is going to do 7 piercing damage to you. Ooh. Nothing happened to you. Nothing bad can possibly happen by getting bit by a werewolf. And it's going to go to, let's see, the little wolf, and then Kavi. The wolf is going for Sarkis. It's going to try to bite out at you with advantage. It's going to hit, I think it's 2d4. It's going to do 9 piercing damage. Can you do a strength saving throw for me, Sarkis? Solid. You maintain your footing, as well a monk should. And then we'll go to Kavi.
I'm going to use Eldritch Blast on the... Are any of them injured?
So here's one thing. You're going to have disadvantage because you are in combat, regardless of who you shoot Eldritch Blast at. But if you look around, taking a moment to focus, I think you will see the wolf that just bit into Sarkis is injured. And I think those are the two. That's the one that's evident.
Alright, I'm going to go for it anyways, and I'm going to use both beams on it.
Gotcha. So roll at disadvantage. Got a 9 and a 12. Are you... I think you can now inspire yourself. You going with those as they are?
I'm going to use one of my own inspirations for it.
Which one are you inspiring?
Just going to use like one of the 4 inspirations I got.
All right, you're going to add +1. That's what they are now. You can add like +1 to +4, depending on how many inspirations you would like to use up. What do you want to add into which one?
I'm going to use 3 on the 12.
Gotcha. So we will burn that. You'll be down to 1 inspiration, and that one will hit, and that will kill it.
And I'm going to start as the bardic inspiration.
Nice. Hey, just to double check too, the 2 smaller wolves with the red eyes, those are werewolves. Like, are they like noticeably like up on 2s, like fighting us, or can we not really tell?
Right now, they are fighting in wolf form. I'm getting better at deleting names, but again, this is a random encounter, so this was not something that I prepared by deleting their names, but I hate when you guys see their names.
Oh no, I can't see any names. You said werewolf. That's the only reason I knew that.
Oh shit! I don't have to delete their names. It doesn't show up. I didn't realize that. Yeah, those they definitely look different, but those things are running around like wolves.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. Because until you said werewolf, I didn't even notice they weren't just like random wolves.
Yep, I didn't actually realize that though I have the names on my screen, it does not show you guys. So that is a good catch, because I'm not used to how Roll20 always works. Let's see, the last one, I think it was biting Eric, so he's going to be 1 through 3. It's going to go for Eric again, just a straight attack. That should hit with a 24. Oh wait, that's just the bite. And the second one, 15. Yeah, that's a hit as well with the claws. So it's going to do, I need a Constitution saving throw from you. And then it is going to do 4 slashing damage. And, 4 piercing damage. I don't think that matters. And 6 slashing. So con-wise, you're good. But you will take an additional 10 damage as it bites into you. The wrong turn of combat. So top of the order, the direwolf is going to go after Kavi. And it's going to bite into you. A 18 should hit you. And it's going to do 9 piercing damage rather. And can you do a strength saving throw, Kavi? That is the DC. That is a success. You remain on your feet.
I'm also going to use Hellish Rebuke as a reaction.
That's a wisdom saving throw, or is that just straight damage? Dexterity save. It is golden. But that's not a halfer, right? It's going to take 9 regardless.
Yeah, it takes half.
Yep, so that wolf is going to look visibly injured at this point. Is it actually fire damage? Yeah, you're just going to burn the fur. You're just burning down the flesh on its entire, front half of its body. That thing just looks like it went through a barbecue. And it's going to go to flee.
I am going to use my daggers on the same one I did before, directly south of me.
Sarkis, this is the turn you stun the one that was north of you, right?
Yeah, it'll be stunned till the end of my turn.
I gotcha. I just didn't mark the stunned effect. So I've got it stunned now. So dagger. Both of those are going to miss.
I'm done.
Oh, baby wolf pup wants to get to Kavi. I was gonna charge in and try to bite out at Kavi. I think that's a 20 to hit, should be a success. And it's gonna do 7 piercing damage to you. Can you do a strength saving throw for me, Kavi? And you are going to fall prone again. And it will be on Eric as the wolf between is stunned.
Okay. I was looking and it says one of my features is extra action, and it says whenever I use the attack action, and it's showing that I can use some of my spells.
when you use the attack action, that's going to be different than casting a spell. But that's where you have the 3 different choices. You can attack with your weapon and make 2 attacks. You can cast the cantrip and then make 1 attack, or you can cast the spell. But casting a spell is like making a spell attack, which is different than taking the attack action.
I'm just trying to get clarification because I click action on D&D Beyond and then I filter it to attack, and it's showing me rapier, firebolt, and 2 of my spells.
Going forward with how I'm saying it here, I can look into that in the future, but again, part of what I understand that as is you are limited to either casting a spell or attacking within melee. And in particular, your level 7 ability gives you the ability that you can cast the cantrip and then make an attack.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to attack with my rapier. The creature that's just above me.
You attack with advantage against that one? One more fishing for a crit. Solid. Roll that critical. All right, roll another d8. If you click the one that actually crit, it should roll like both critical dice.
Oh,
you just need to roll a second d8 because you did crit. When you attack with advantage, it's the 21 gets dropped and you take the 26. So 17 damage.
Yep, and then I'm going to throw a firebolt at it.
That will be a straight attack because you have disadvantage for being in combat. An advantage because it's stunned. That will hit. Roll the damage.
My computer will cooperate. It's wanting to highlight everything.
You're going to be coming up next here, Sarkis. That wolf is severely wounded. Do you have any interest in using a bonus action? Otherwise, it's going to Sarkis. Or you can obviously move as well.
No, I don't have any good bonus actions right now.
What would you like to do here, Sarkis?
I'm going to use my tiny little stick and bash this gigantic wolf that is northeast of me.
Northeast is at advantage, and that is severely wounded. Gonna smash its little skull in.
Nice. That's what I like to hear. Okay, and then with my second attack, I am going to. Can I notice like the condition of everyone? Is anyone bloodied at this point or extremely bloodied?
The wolf to the northwest of you is bloodied. I feel like Kavi is probably in a pretty similar situation.
Yeah.
Are you under 25%?
At 3 hit points.
Avi is severely bloodied.
Okay, affirmative. So the one that is north of me, I'm gonna hit with my stick for my second attack.
Solid hit for another 12. It is severely bloodied. So assuming
Okay,
your flurry of blows here, you can kill one and heal Kavi with the other.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to flurry of blows, and I'm gonna put the first attack on the wolf to the north, and then I'm gonna suck out some of its life and give Kavi some of that green healing.
Dire wolves need to resist bludgeoning. Solid hit, that will kill it.
And then Kavi, you'll get 8 from the healing, and then that's my attack bonus action, and then I'm going to. I think I'm just gonna go a little bit south, and then I'm done.
Gotcha.
Circle around to its blind spot.
Pretty sure this one was on Kavi before. It's going 1, 2, 3 Kavi. And it is going to bite into her and then claw at her. I think both of those are going to hit. The bite is for... I think that's what you just healed her for, and I think it has a +3. +2, so I think she's at 1 hit point to... I think you're already cursed with it, so I don't think there's any reason for that. So the claw does... The claw's going to down her. And then it's going to the wolf, which is dead, and it's on Kavi for a death saving throw. Big old 20? Big old 20? So 1 success. And then it's the last. I feel like this one attacked Eric when it ran up. So 1, 2, 3 is Eric. Going for him again. Biting a claw. I don't think you've used your reaction. So as something is biting into you, do you have any interest in reacting, Eric?
Healed.
So your AC becomes 19?
It's a +5.
Yep, I've got you at 14, so you'll go up to 19. It will deflect its bite, but it's going to get its claws into you, and the claws are going to do 8 slashing damage.
Just saying that I cast it.
Another of the large wolves is going to run up, and it is going to bite out at Eric with advantage. I think it's still your next turn that you have shield, so I think that's still a... Yep, start of your next turn. There's no way it's hitting there, and it's going to go to Flea.
I am going to keep working on the wolf directly to my south with 2 dagger attacks.
And the second... What's going on here with those rolls? Rolled the hit, and then you roll damage. 17, it's going to do 4 more. So definitely dealing a solid blow to that wolf. It is going to look severely bloodied.
Nice hit, Flea.
I'm done.
Let's see. One. Wolf is going to run right past you, Sarkis, as it goes to leap out at Eric.
Yeah, if it's within reach, I'm gonna try to hit it as it goes by.
Yep, ran right past you. Go for it.
Have I gotten any impression that there's a difference between unarmed strikes versus my stick at all?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, I'm just gonna double hand quarterstaff it. Ooh, actually, I lied. I'm just gonna unarmed strike it when it runs by.
Oh, dirty bastard.
Okay, so I'm actually going to spend a key point. That's kind of what I was hoping for. And I'm going to do Hand of Harm on it. So, like, as it goes to run by, I'm actually going to, like, try to bite it with my unarmed strike. And I'm going to, like, try to bite into its neck with my Hand of Harm. So it does another 9 damage to it, and it's poisoned. And like anybody that notices would see like Sarkis like bite this thing strangely, kind of looks like a little evil when he does so.
You said it got poisoned?
Yeah, it's just poison condition, so it's disadvantage on its for its next turn.
Yeah, but it's also poisoned is also half movement.
I'm not sure it's that poison because when I go to the actual conditioned, it just says the conditioned poison is literally just disadvantage.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure why I was thinking that. That was definitely a mistake on mine. Not sure what I'm thinking. Just threw all of my notes on the ground. Yeah, okay. So I don't think I rolled anything for it. Yeah, that definitely fucks that creature up though. It is going to run up and it's going to bite out and then try to claw at Eric. The bite is a 23. That's a hit. And then the claw is going to hit as well. Let me get a Constitution save from you, Eric. And it's going to do a total of 13 damage to you. You save against the Constitution. And that's going to go to a wolf. I have no clue who it was attacking, so going for... Gonna break out of combat.
Stab it!
Yeah, you guys know what this means. I'm not going to tell you every single time. It is leaving combat. Anybody doing anything?
I'm gonna attack.
I think you already did. You shield, so you don't have a reaction right now.
Okay, then never mind.
Do I have the option to use an attack on this one based on the evasion?
You have attack of opportunity. Yes. You just have to use it.
Okay, can I use both or just one dagger?
Single attack. Kavi, are you doing anything?
Oh, she's down, right?
Oh yeah, my bad. That was kind of cruel.
But I think Flea can get sneak attack on this because it's not his turn right now.
He can indeed, but he is going to miss. So it is going to run out to attack Sarkis, and it's got a bite action. Fuck, and it's going to miss. Going to go back to Eric.
Okay, I am going to attack the
One to your southeast is the only one that is visually injured.
Okay, I'll attack southeast with my rapier.
Solid hit. That's going to kill it.
And then I'm going to attack with my rapier again at the werewolf to the northwest.
Excellent. Make the attack. Solid hit. That one is visibly injured at this point, visibly bloodied. Do you have any use of a bonus action? Otherwise, it's going to Sarkis. Or movement.
No, I can't use anything or anything good.
Sarkis, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I'm going to... I'm going to smack the one that is directly east of me with the stick first.
I'm such a fucking idiot. Solid hit.
Okay, and I'm going to smack it again.
That's going to KO that one.
Okay, perfect. That's what I was hoping for. And then I'm just going to yell out to the party, if you've got any resources, now's the time! And then I'm going to move up here. I'm going to, one more time, flurry of blows. And I'm going to smack... You said the one above me is noticeably injured, but not, like, hanging on by a thread, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm going to attack the one that is... Okay, yeah, actually, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to move to right here. I'm going to attack this one with my first attack from a flurry, and then the second one is going to try to heal Kavi again.
Solid hit.
And I think I'm going to... I'm running low here. I'm going to go for a stunning strike on that one.
It's going to freeze up.
I'm just going to yell out, this one's frozen! And then Kavi will get 5 healing.
Creature's running up to attack. Doing anything, Eric?
The defense duelist.
It's not attacking you right now, but you have Sentinel. Everything that gets close to you can provoke your opportunity attack.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You don't have the defensive duelist, though, but every single time something moves near you, I have to ask you if you want to do something. And I'm going to give you a moment.
Okay.
Can I take an opportunity attack here or no?
Nope. He took a specific feat that when something moves close to him, he can take an opportunity attack. So that is going to miss. It is going to leap out at Kavi with advantage. 17 will hit, and it's going to do 7 damage to her. I think that's going to drop her back down. That werewolf is stunned, and it's back to Kavi with a death saving throw. That werewolf is dead. The dire wolf, I think that one was just... I don't even remember who it was attacking. So
I think you're making a little error on Sentinel. Sentinel is not when something moves into his range. It's when it attacks something that's not him while it's engaged with him.
Oh, I'm thinking Polearm Mastery. It's still effectively going for Kavi, so it is attacking somebody that is not him. So I think it still provokes it, but...
Yeah.
I got you.
Sure, we definitely got one, but I just wanted to make sure for clarification there.
Yeah, I was definitely thinking Polearm Mastery. Yeah, we're just doing... Go for Eric. With a 16 should hit with the bite, and the claws should hit right behind. Make a Constitution saving throw for me, Eric. Bite damage, and then the claws. It's going to do 14 total damage, and that's going to fail. Oh, wait, you have advantage on Constitution, but that's for maintaining concentration. You are not concentrating.
Okay, how much damage did you say?
I think 14, and it's going to flee. Oh, wait, that was a dire wolf? Wait, what did I just have attack? I feel like that was a dire wolf, so that was not the right saving throw. It should have been a strength saving throw, which you would have failed there. And it was only one attack. Fuck. That's a miss. That's a slight mistake.
So what?
2d6 plus 3 is the damage. So 11 damage, so take 4 less damage. And what's your strength save modifier? You rolled a 2.
Plus
You're not gonna
5.
pass it. Yeah, so you're going to go prone. And then it's on flee. But the positive note is you're not going to turn into a werewolf, at least yet.
Okay, I want to go directly for the dire wolf that is north of me with my daggers.
All right. You can definitely attack what you'd like. That is going to miss. And the second one going to be a hit for 18 damage. Lee, do you remember what I've said in the past about trying to attack stuff that other people are attacking? So you guys can actually remove stuff from combat?
Yeah, I thought... Okay.
You have been solo this entire combat. That was like the one healthy creature that is on the screen is what you just went for. That's flee. Now it's the werewolf. And that one, to see who it's going for, is going to step out. And it's going to attack flee. So bite and then a claw. The bite should hit you. Can you make a Constitution saving throw, flee? And it's going to do 6 piercing damage to you.
Uncanny dodge will make that 3.
And you will fail. Let's see. It's going to a wolf who's kind of right between. It is going to attack Kavi and deal 2 death saving throws to her. She's now at 2 and 1, or 1 and 2. Oh, wait a second. It has to hit her first. Now it deals 2 death saving throws to her. And it is on Eric. You are prone on the ground. Your sword is on the ground as well.
Okay, I'm gonna use. Is it an action or movement to get up?
Free action to pick up your weapon, and it's half of your movement to stand.
Okay, I'll do that. And then I'm going to cast Scorching Ray on the werewolf and wolf that are south of me.
How many beams are going at the wolf to the southwest of you?
One.
And how many? So you're doing 2 beams at the one that is directly to the south of you?
Yes.
All right. So it's a straight roll against the first one, and it is disadvantage against the second one. Any of. So that's the first one's going to miss. The second one, I mean, you can still fish for a crit with it, but you need to roll 1 more with that for the second attack, and then the third attack. So 16 will hit, and then 2 more. Oh, wait, 15 will hit. It's disadvantage. My bad, not advantage. And the second one's going to miss. So just roll damage for 1. It's going to hit the wolf directly to the south of you. It's going to leave that wolf bloodied. Any bonus action from you? Otherwise, it's going to Sarkis.
No, I'm good.
Sarkis, you got a stunned wolf to your east. Another bloodied one directly east of that. And then a bloodied one east of Flea.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna try to.
In me catching my fuck up, you do in fact do notice, and I'm not going to correct the damage before, but the wolf to your right resists damage from your staff.
Oh, okay. Well, no worries. I actually have only hit the werewolves with my melee.
No, you fucked up that first one when it ran by you with the staff.
No, that was with my bite. Remember? Because it was the only one.
Oh yeah, word. Okay, cool.
And I rolled the crit, so it worked out perfectly. But yeah, that's cool. Thank you for letting me know. So yeah, I'm going to. Okay, I'm gonna go. And it's so tricky. I want to do. I'm gonna go after the stun guy first with my staff.
I don't think you in particular have to attack with your staff either. You just don't have as much damage potential.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I meant for my regular attack. I don't know why I rolled my staff, but yeah.
Yeah. So roll the actual damage. What is your fist damage right now? Is it D6?
No, it's D4. I have to roll it separate. Hang on.
Yeah. So roll a D4 and we'll add. Yeah. So because that's still like you understand that those things are resistant to your damage. So 6 damage to it.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do. And then I'm gonna do one more unarmed strike against that one. I'm gonna
24.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
24 hits.
And then, okay, yeah, 24 hits. And then, is that one looking messed up at all or not really?
It's bloodied at this point.
I have to get Kavi up. So I'm going to do my, let's spend my last key point. And then I'm going to do Flurry of Blows. And I'll, like, reach out, like, punch the stunned wolf. And then, like, sort of draw out some of its energy and reach over and hand of healing Kavi.
Little stubby arms are reaching all over the battle map.
So Kavi gains 8 healing. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to try to provoke. Can I like try to like get their attention as like a free action or something like that?
Not really. There's not really anything that's going to provoke aggression. These are creatures that are attacking pretty much at random here.
Okay, I got you. Well, I'm still gonna run around their blind spot and I'm gonna be like, I'm over here! I'm the one you want! And then that's it for my turn.
Gotcha. So the wolf is going after Eric with a 18 to hit.
Shield.
So that will make it miss. And then that werewolf is no longer stunned. It's doing the same thing. So bite attack and then claws on Eric. Neither of those are going to hit, and it's going to go to Kavi. You actually got through with the healing that time. 8 hit points, Kavi. You are prone on the ground. If you had anything in your hand, it is on the ground beside you. What would you like to do?
But right before you get to take your turn, a giant rock comes out of nowhere and knocks you unconscious.
Oh god, let's not go back to that.
Sweet, sweet rock life.
Alright. So, I was hit for 8, or I was healed for 8?
No, you're at 8 hit points right now.
I want to use Cure Wounds on myself.
Gotcha. You have any bonus action in mind?
Not is anyone else injured?
You can't cast Healing Word right now.
Right. Then no, not at the moment.
Yeah, you're limited right now with... Once you cast Cure Wounds, you're limited to Bardic Inspiration, I think. Dire Wolf is going to bite out at Eric. It's going to miss, and it's going to go to Flea.
I guess there's a wolf directly to my east, correct? I'm going to strike out at it. I believe it's already been damaged.
All right, so again, you can strike out with what you would like. There's a lot of wolves that you can attack here. That is the one wolf that you can't sneak attack.
Okay, then I'll go for the dire wolf to my north that I can still sneak attack.
Gotcha. You guys have all of these wolves right about half hit points. If you apply them all to the same creatures, you're actually killing creatures. That is going to kill it. So the next attack you can do on the wolf to your east, because you've already applied sneak attack, and deal... Did that roll 2d4? Yeah. So 4 damage to the second one.
Even though it's a crit?
Yeah, you rolled a 3 and a 1 for the damage on it.
Okay, I'm done.
I think maybe you didn't roll a d4. I'm not sure what your dice are doing. So it's actually 2 damage to it. Which is actually less because, again, I'm going to remember that werewolves have resistance. That wolf is going to step away from you, Flea.
Opportunity attack.
Roll it. Holy shit. So roll another d4 and 4 more d6. Looking all severely wounded, it is going to run off to the east. Eric, what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm going to attack with my rapier to
What
the
are you
wolf,
attacking?
the one directly south to me.
Gotcha. Make that attack. Solid hit. And that's going to kill it.
And then I'm going to attack with my rapier to the werewolf to the southwest of me.
And that one's going to miss. And it's going to go to Sarkis.
I was going to use a bonus action, I thought.
Use your
Maybe.
bonus action then. You haven't been doing it, and I'm trying to speed this up so we can go to bed. Yep, you can second wind, and then it's on Sarkis.
I'm gonna double punch this thing.
You son of a bitch. That'll kill it. It had 14 health.
I'm gonna bonus action punch it while it's down.
You further destroy its face into the dirt.
The only thing better than a double punch is a triple punch.
And I think that's the first time you all have met werewolves since you were brought into Barovia.
Yeah, I think we like stumbled into their den.
What? There's no way there's a den of werewolves over here.